Hi everyone, welcome to my latest process video. Today I'm going to be scrapping this photo of my granddaughter who won the Star of the Week in her class at her primary school. In fact, she's won about 4 of those in the last couple of months, so she's doing really well. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this scrap lift from the Scrap Squad, which is over on Facebook. Hopefully you can see that. There's quite a few interpretations over there on this as well, and quite a few people have used the Cocoa Vanilla collection, which is called No Limits. Not everyone, of course, you know, but a few people have. So I have actually got that collection, so I'm going to do my interpretation of this lift, and I am using an A4 piece of paper today, which I often don't, but today I am. So using the No Limits collection, I'm going to start by placing a piece of paper on here, but I've yet to decide which one, on the background. So that's a bit green for the blue jumper that she's wearing. Oh, that's probably a little bit better. Yeah, or even I've got some A5 papers here that might work. It's a sort of slightly different interpretation, but it's my interpretation, so it doesn't really matter, does it? That's quite a nice one. Might use that to start with. I think I might actually just go back to this dark blue one, and I will cut a piece that's similarly sized. So first of all, I'm going to cut a piece 6.5 inches wide by 10 inches long. That's about right, and I will stick that down on my page. This has got a bit of a bend in this cardstock, so I'm just going to replace that one because I can use that for cutting matting bits of paper and card. I think I've got a damaged batch there, so I'll ignore all of those, but I've got a nice lot here. I'm just going to take one of those out, so I'll use that for matting because it's damaged in the corner. Matting photos another day. And then this is a better piece of paper. All right, so I've got this piece as my background, and what they've done on the Scrap Squad, won the Tara McLean on the Cocoa Vanilla design team. She's stitched all the way around, but anyone that knows me knows that I never stitch. I just hate it. I will do faux stitching, and I'll show you how I do that, but for the moment what I'm going to do is adhere this down. I thought I had everything organised. I'm afraid I didn't, sorry. So I've got my Easy Grand Runner. I used this paper once before on something, so I'm not worried about the fact that I'm using a really good piece of paper just as a background. So that's that. I only ever eyeball things. I never measure. This is what I use, just a piece of packaging to do my stitching. It's not real stitching, as I've explained. Here is my T-square. Going to put my T-square at the end of the paper so that it's square, obviously, and then I'm going to take my pokey tool there, and I'm just going to pop a series of holes along here. I don't measure, just eyeball it. They're quite big stitches, don't really want lots and lots and lots of little stitches. And that's that bit. Then similarly do the same up here. just pop these in. Some of those are a bit big, but it doesn't really matter. Got to move that down because it's not quite long enough. So I'll just keep popping those holes in. Okay, turn around again with the T-square, a series of holes. Move it up a bit because I ran out of foam to lean it on. And then again the same here, using the T-square to make a series of holes. Some of these are a bit wide, but I don't know about you, if I do so, which is never, but hardly ever, I should say, not never. My stitches are all different sizes anyway, so that's the way it goes. Move that up there because again I've run out of foam to lean on. Okay, carry on popping these holes. Okay, so I've got my holes all stitched, you can see, around the back. Move that out the way and move my pokey tool away. Then I've got a white, I find this white pen, the Posca pen, give it a good shake first, and then just to get it flowing, I'll push it on the back of a piece of scratch paper, and then I'll just join up the dots one by one. You do it by hand rather than using the T-square or a ruler, because that looks more like stitches then. It doesn't look so neat that you wouldn't believe that it was a real stitch. And then I just keep going all the way round. I'm sorry, I don't have the videoing skills to fast forward this bit, but you can see I'm almost halfway around already, so it won't take very many minutes. Yeah, so I like the Posca pen. I've tried lots of different white pens. For a while I went with like a white jelly roll pen, but quite frankly it was a nuisance in as much that it didn't always show up, and this is a real white. And I'm 3/4 of the way along now, so almost, so I'll be with you very, very, very shortly. And then I will continue finishing this line. Make a point to stop in each stitch with the pen. Of course, if you're not on black or dark paper, you don't have to use a white pen. You can just use any colour pen you want. And I quite often do like a stitched border using a jelly roll pen, particularly, you know, sort of a pastel colour or something like that. I scrapbook my granddaughter an awful lot, as you probably know. So so that's the stitch border. That's it as far as I'm concerned. I'm not doing any more stitching on here. Just have a quick look at the sketch again. The next thing I need is a banner, and I'm going to cut the banner from starry paper maybe, I'm not sure. Where did I put the photo? Oh dear. Does anyone else do that? They start with their photo and everything all ready and raring to go, and then they put it down and they can't find it, because I'm always doing that. It's really frustrating. So I don't know what I've done with it. Anyway, I'll find it in a minute, but there it is. So my little granddaughter with her Star of the Week sticker. So I think I probably will use a starry one. I've got star background, star of the week, star, and now I'm going to just cut the banner shape out. And it only really needs to be, I mean, because I've left quite a wide margin, I've given myself a bit narrower space that is needed. It needs to be quite a long one, so I'm going to cut it roughly there, I think. That's how I tend to sort of measure things, by eye, and it's 3 inches wide, that one. Yeah, 3 inches wide. So there's the star paper, and I want to put a banner bit in the end. So I don't know how other people do it, but I cut up halfway, roughly exactly in the centre, and then just cut into the centre and into the centre, and that's my banner. So that's it. So I'm going to stick that down there, and I also need another piece to go behind that, but first of all I want to ink the edges, because I've got a little ink pad here. It's called Celadon. It's a Versacolour ink pad, just to give it some definition around the edges. I like papers to be inked, really. I don't really like a white edge. Sometimes it doesn't show, but it's something I prefer, so there you are. Right, so that's that. Then the next bit is to stick that down, and this was a piece of the A5 pad, and therefore it didn't have any pattern on the back, so it wasn't a double-sided piece, and sometimes that's really handy to have a double-sided piece. I don't need so much bricky background on there as there is in the photograph, so I'll cut off some of that brick. Not necessary to have all that. And I think just because it's more pleasing on the eye, I'll make that 3 inches, the same width as the banner, but I'll cut it down to more than that, to 2 3/4, because I'm going to put it on a mat, and I'm actually going to use this as my mat. Another piece of the A5 No Limits collection paper, and I've used it that way rather than that way because the dots go down that way, so I don't want to have it going the other way because of the direction of the dots. Just cut that out roughly now, like that. Then trim it up so that it's roughly the same size border all the way around the photograph. I'm sure you know this, but if you're a beginner, then it might be useful. You never know. Okay, so that's what I will do there, but I do need another piece to go behind it. So what I'm looking for now is something that will work with that starry paper and won't clash with it, but equally will give it some interest. Always be your awesome self, that's quite appropriate. That works quite nicely with it, I think. Now I've got a few of the bigger pieces of the No Limits collection, but by the time I cottoned onto it, a lot of them had been snapped up, so I didn't get as much of it as I wanted, but that's fine. So I haven't got anything else that I can use on that one. The blue's quite good because it sort of goes with her dark blue cardigan, but there's not a lot of dark blue on this starry bit, so I think I'm going to stick with the greeny blue, and I'll put a bit of that there. Now I'm looking for a square to go around that, so I'm going to do a 4-inch square, just because I fancy that. No real reason, it's just what I think will work. So that will go there, and that will go on top. Now I'm going to ink around the edges of that again. Where's it gone? Ah, there it is. Okay, go all the way around. Quite like that galactic bit. It's a shame most of it's going to be behind the photograph. Anyway, so here we go. That's on there like so, and you can see the big star sticking out. So again, eyeballing, not measuring. I think it's more or less straight. Let me just double check. Yep, spot on. So that's great. And then I like to raise my photographs on foam pads or foam tape. I don't like foam pads so much, they're a bit fiddly, but the foam tape comes in 2 different dimensions, thicknesses. That is 2mm and that is 1mm. In this instance, I'm going to use the 1mm one, which is black. I don't normally use black foam tape. However, not only does it sort of go with this layout, if anyone peered down the side, I was gifted it, so therefore I wasn't going to say no. So it's quick and it's very easy to peel off, which I always find a big bonus, whereas all those little individual ink pads, oh, they drive me up the wall. Who's got time? Life's too short. So that will go on here like so. I'm going to move it over a little bit because I really do like that sort of galactic bit there. That's that. And then what I'm looking for now is something to go in the bottom corner, just a little bit. Always be your awesome self. You rock my world. I could use this as like a journaling spot because it's got the dark blue in it. In fact, I think I will do that. I think I might use You Rock My World as well because she does. Although Always Be Your Awesome Self also works in this instance. I don't know. Decisions. That's the trouble with these designers. They give you so much choice and it's a great thing, but sometimes you just think, oh my lord, what can I decide? So just tidying that up, just cut it off first so that I didn't have to do that. Just tidy that bit up on the edge. Going to put that in there like so. I need a title along the bottom, and I think I bought some ephemera. I have bought some ephemera, but love you to the moon and back. Well, I do, but I'm not using that one. These A5 papers are really, really good when you're working with A4 because they're not too big. When you've got a 12 by 12 and you cut that down and cut apart sheet, it's really quite, can be a bit dominating. So I'm going to, again, edge this with the ink pad. Had started to disintegrate, typical. So stick that down there. I'm going to journal on this bit, and I've put it beneath that galactic part again, and that's it. That's where I shall journal. Just although it's permanent, that Grand Runner, this one here, it does say white permanent. You have got some wiggle room, so don't panic about it too much. Always Be Your Awesome Self. I think I'm going to use that one because at the end of the day she's done something really quite special. She won the Star of the Week for being well behaved in class, which is always nice to hear. Proud granny moment. And so she's had several of those this term, which has turned a leaf, I think. And again, I'm just going to tidy up the edges. When you're cutting out from a centre of a piece, it's easier to cut out with the scissors rather than have to cut the whole thing apart. That's what I find anyway. Get rid of all that wastage. Always Be Your Awesome Self can go down in this bottom corner, because you'll see in the original there was something down in this bottom corner, and I'm going to mount this up again so that this is also on the 1mm foam pad, and I'm going to tuck bits from the ephemera pack into it. So again, nice easy peel off, 1, 2. I didn't plan this out, as you can probably tell. Right, that's there. And the ephemera pack, these are what's on the back. I don't know if Awesome is still in there, that would actually work, but then Always Be Your Awesome Self, that would be a double up, so I probably won't want Awesome as well. Let's have a little look and see what's in here. Come on, out you come. That's it. Yeah, Awesome would have been good if I'd realised that they had an awesome title. I wonder if I can get that off. Oh yes, look at that, it's coming off okay. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to cut the You Rock My World out instead. And then I can have Awesome as a title. I'm a big fan of pre-made titles. All you have to do is, you know, stick them on. That suits me. I'm a quick scrapper, so if I can cut corners like that. The only exception is I don't like ready-made flowers very often. I like fussy cut flowers from the paper, so I much prefer that. You can layer them up and you can make actual clusters and arrangements. I will buy them, I will buy ephemera, but like, you know, packets of flowers like these, I rarely use them, and I've got loads of them. They're not too bad because they're not so fat, but some of them are incredibly fat. But these, I wouldn't put these on a scrapbook layout anymore. I used to put them on years ago, but I don't do that now. So I've got all these flowers. I don't know quite what to do with, really. Perhaps I ought to do a random act of kindness. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, I digress. So there's my You Rock My World, and then Awesome. It doesn't really stand out though, does it? Doesn't really show Awesome. Now I've taken that off, I'm not sure if that's, I don't know if I like that or not. Thinking about that, sorry. Does it stand out there better? It stands out there better because it's on the dark background. But then, where do I put that? I could put it up in the top. Maybe I don't need it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, again, to give this a bit of dimension, because the photograph is raised up, I'm going to use my pin flare, which is an acrylic glue, and that's what I use to raise up fiddly things. So rather than using lots of foam pads here, that would take forever trying to use that. So I just use dollops, that's a technical word, a dollop of acrylic pin flare glue, and then I'm going to pop that on there like so, and you can see you can actually read the Awesome. You Rock My World, To the Moon and Back, all the best. Can't really fit that on an A4. Hey ho, never mind. So that's that stuck down. I've got to do some journaling. Now I'm going to add some of these ephemera die cuts. Let's Go doesn't really work, so let's have a little go through these. Let's Go, no, don't need the frame. Might cut in one. Oh, stars are the way forward, aren't they? She's Star of the Week, not there's another frame, another frame, another frame. I don't want to use the rocket. There's another star, just like a boss out of this world. Top priority. Ah, now here's some stars. Maybe these are stars that I shall be using. That was something I cut once before. They were some, what's this say? The original, the best, unlimited. Yeah, I quite like that one. That will go up there. Another star. I might use these, I might not. Some more stars. That's quite nice. No, not if I'm putting that there. That's one I cut in half once before. I might just tuck that under the edge there. That'll be good. You're the best. That's a good one. Might fit that on if I can. Awesome since day one. Well, I do think she's been awesome since day one, but then I'm a bit biased. So, I think I've got enough stars for a A4 paper. I don't need any more out at the moment. So, you're the best. Awesome since day one. Awesome since day one. Maybe I should put that there instead of unlimited. The original, the best. Yeah. Awesome since day one. Right, now I'm going to put another little bit of tape, foam tape on there. And I've only put it on one side, you'll notice, because it won't move once it's there. But because I'm overlapping it, I didn't want a double width, a double height of the tape. So if I take that out, I could have that there. You're the best. But I am going to put some stars on, so do I need you're the best, awesome since day one, and awesome? I've got awesome twice again now. Never mind. I can live with it if you can. I've got a thing about stars not being straight. I like stars to be straight. I don't know why. Irritating, isn't it? It'd be a smaller star, a brighter star. A brighter star would probably work. Just poking out these little bits on the ephemera. There we go. I'll pick up. That's that. That's that. Right. Okay, so again, this is actually several stars that haven't been separated. So if I put a dab of pin flare over the back, that'll secure all of them. So that's a star there. And then this one can go over this side. This one can go at the top. You could use foam tape, but it's a lot of faffing about if you want, if it's just for a little piece or for a narrow bit. I think that's it. Now all I just need to do is add some journaling, and I'm going to use the royal blue pen here. This is a Staedtler Triple Plus fine liner. I find that's really nice for journaling. Now my handwriting isn't the best, but I'm going for it. I won't write on this blue bit because you won't actually see the ink because I'm using royal blue. So I'm going to put it's official. You really are a star in capital letters. I always knew how special you were. And a couple of little kisses. Right, it's official. You really are a star. I always knew how special you were. I might just add a couple of enamel dots on here. I like enamel dots. And I've got a few in here. I've got more elsewhere, but I like these A5 Western boxes to keep bits and pieces in it. And some really sparkly blue ones there. And as this is a sort of a galactic type starry layout, they would work quite nicely. And I've got some pale blue turquoisey ones, summertime enamel dots from Echo Park. Those were actually Cocoa Vanilla as well, Make-A-Wish, those sparkly ones. So I like to have enamel dots in threes, and there is a bit of yellowy and orange on there, so I'm going to put an orange one on as well. And then over this side I shall do again a large turquoise one, a medium sparkly one, and a small orange one. Oops, come out. It's got stuck up my finger now. Nearly lost it, and it's the last small one I've got of the orange. And then up here I'll do a medium turquoise, a small sparkly, and a large orange, because that's right near that comet. Right, that's more or less it. I'll sort those out in a minute when I'm off camera. And that's my completed layout. Didn't take too long. I hope you like it. I might just have to straighten up the photograph. I think I've made a bit of a boo-boo and put that on a bit crooked, but I will sort that out in a minute. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Thanks for looking, and come back soon. Thanks. Bye.